Hello, everyone. I am Cameron Gabalovich, and this is my presentation on the documentary Junk Food, Sugar and Additives, the Dark Side of the Food Industry. So what is this documentary about? The documentary focuses on how junk food has affected the world population and the harmful ways large food corporations have been pushing these foods to the public. The documentary uses numerous different types of evidence. However, I found personal experiences as well as statistics to be very important pieces of evidence. The first evidence I will be looking at is personal experience. At the beginning of the documentary, we are introduced to Carol. Ever since Carol was 13, she has been eating junk food, and this has been her primary diet ever since. Carol would sit in front of the television and would watch these advertisements of junk food, making her want them even more and wanting to try them all. Due to her poor diet, Carol would have to go under a gastric bypass surgery due to her obesity almost killing her. Her obesity almost killed her due to her unable to walk, as well as her having difficulties to breathe. Next, I will be talking about Rogelio. Ever since Rogelio was a young boy, he spent his entire life eating chips, other snacks, as well as sugary drinks. Rogelio works as a taxi driver and spends 12 hours a day in his car. Due to him having to work as a taxi driver, he eats snacks and sugary drinks, which allow him to work all day without him having to stop for food. And finally, I will be looking at Rebecca. Rebecca deals with a compulsive eating disorder, making her have to binge food regularly and eating big amounts of junk food as well. The second type of evidence I will be showing you today is statistics. According to Dr. Hugo Lopez Gatell Ramirez, in the past 15 years, a third of deaths in Mexico was due to poor nutrition. For years, Mexico has drastically been affected by obesity. However, this was not always the case. In the 1980s, the obesity rate in Mexico was around 7%. However, this rate dramatically increased to around 76% in recent years. A leading factor for this is due to, in 1980, the Mexican market opening to international trade. This led to numerous different cheap foods, processed products, as well as sugary drinks to enter the country and making obesity levels rise. To counteract the obesity rate increase, Mexico has added a sugar tax, less advertising for children, and warning labels on unhealthy foods and drinks. In conclusion, I found this documentary to be very persuasive. The documentary touches on what these companies are trying to do and how to be more aware of the food you eat. These large corporations are taking advantage of people, and it is not right, in my opinion. And this documentary sheds a lot of light on these large food companies taking advantage of people. Here's my works cited page, and thank you so much for listening.